Climb into your heart on twisted.
Cowboys swings, makes one throw, deep left center field. Mullins looks up, and it's out of here.
Good morning, Mets family. You already know it's your boy Rasheed McDonald, and today is April 15th, 2025. Happy Jackie Robinson Day. And for those of you who love the Mets the way I love the Mets, your New York Mets are 2 games up on the Philadelphia Phillies for first place in the NL East. And you could take that with a grain of salt, but for those of us who believe in this team, who love this team, good morning and congratulations on that. Now, there's so much we have to get into, but first I want to talk about the pitching. The starting pitching, which ranks first in all of Major League Baseball with a 2.22 ERA. And then when you break it up, the starters, a 2.50 ERA, which is first in all of Major League Baseball. And then the relievers, they rank third with a 1.82 ERA. I mean, that in itself should not be surprising to anyone. Again, the pitching lab is real, and the Mets pitching lab works. Ya tú sabes, man. Let's get to the highlights. Mets traveling to Minnesota to take on the Twins, and Joe Ryan hasn't allowed a walk in any of his starts this season. Picking it up, top third, Pete Alonso with a line drive to left, and that'll score Luis Angel Acuna from second to give the Mets a 1-0 lead. Alonso with his 19th RBI. Clay Holmes, bottom of the fifth, in trouble. Bases loaded. Christian Vasquez will tie the game with the sacrifice fly, and the run will come to score. All knotted up, but that won't last long. New pitcher in the game, Topa, is going to allow a base hit to Pete Alonso to get the inning started in the top of the sixth. Later on in the inning, Mark Vientos going gap, and Pete Alonso is going to score all the way, trucking from first, and the throw will go to second where nobody's covering. You take another look at this. It's going to hit Mark Vientos in the fanny pack, but that will give the Mets the lead for good. As more trouble later on in the inning, Luis Torrens, and he's going to be safe as Topa throws the ball away. Vientos will come in to score. And you think it gets better, but boy, I don't think it does. More trouble for the Minnesota Twins. Leading off in the top of the seventh, Luis Angel Acuna trying to get on with a bunt and throws the ball away again. And he'll make it all the way to second base as the Mets are looking to create chaos. Another look, bunt, clean, picked it up clean, but doesn't make the throw. Pitchers throwing to the batters, not working. Juan Soto looking to get it hot. Boy, that one is gone. No doubt. Say word, Juan Soto. And that's his first hit with runners in scoring position. I'm going to tell you something right now. Don't let him get hot. Boy, Mets will win the ball game 5-1. Tonight, we have Tyler McGill and his 0.63 ERA going up against Bailey Ober for the Minnesota Twins, who has a 7.11 ERA. But again, you have to play the games, so we're not going to put too much into that. But for Tyler McGill, it's a great start for him. You couldn't ask for a better start for Tyler McGill than what we have now, and it goes back again to the pitching lab. We're going to talk about it ad nauseum, but I said it last year and I'm going to say it again throughout the year this year. Jeremy Hefner, get your flowers. Get your flowers because you earned that. You earned that. It's hard work that he's put in this organization for over the last 6 years and then as a player as well. So give him all the credit right now. And the credit goes to the evaluators as well, David Stearns and his team. So let's talk a little bit about the offense, right? Because it's been all pitching for the Mets to start the 2025 season, but the offense that is headlined by Pete Alonso, surprisingly, right? Because they spent a lot of money on Juan Soto. But we'll get to Juan Soto in a minute, as you saw in the highlights. But Luisangel Acuna is someone I want to talk about right now, because after the game last night, it was revealed that Jose Siri has a fracture in his fibula, so he's going to be out for an extended period of time. And now the things that I've been talking about with Jeff McNeil, they go into play now, because Brandon Nimmo's going to have to spend some time in center field. And I understand and I know that they don't want that for a lot. But guess what? It's going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen a lot more than we think. And the reason is because of that injury. Now, they could throw a curveball at everybody and say, hey, we see what Drew Gilbert is doing. We want to give him a shot. And they could go ahead and give Drew Gilbert a shot, right? And have him play. You know, they could continue the platoon efforts or, you know, whatever they may be. But they might give Drew Gilbert a shot. But I think that's a long shot right now. I think they want him to get some more time in AAA. But me, I'm all for letting the young guys play. You got to see what you got in them anyways. Because, again, Sandy Alcantara, he's standing out there, man. And that's going to happen eventually. So you have to see what you have in the guys that you have here. But don't be surprised if you see Acuna getting some time in center field. Don't be surprised if you see Brett Beatty getting some time in left field. But I truly think this is where Jeff McNeil shines, right? He can play left field. He can play second base. There's ways to have him in the lineup every single day. And there's ways to have Nimmo in the lineup every day. There's ways to have, you know, Luisangel Acuna in the lineup every day, right? And that leads to his play, his offensive uprise over the last few days for Luisangel Acuna is remarkable, right? But it's expected from me, because this is what I saw in this kid. Remember, he passed the eye test with me last year. And this is what I was talking about. Luisangel Acuna has a 4-game hitting streak, hitting 429, 500, and 571 with 2 doubles, 6 runs scored, and he's doing it with his legs, stealing bases, not getting picked off at first. You know, dropped a bunt yesterday. This is how this kid is going to develop, man. Man, listen, give Carlos Mendoza all his credit. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying right now? Because this guy knows how to get the best from his players, man. This guy knows how to do it. And that's why I'm not stressing it. I'm not stressing it. Now let's talk a little bit about Pete Alonso. Over the last 13 games for Pete, Big Pete, who I, again, said he's going to get an extension. It's going to happen. Trust me, I believe it. I mean, the Mets organization loves him. He loves the team. By coming back to the team, when all that happened, he showed his loyalty. I think the team will reciprocate that, because, to be honest with you, unless they're about to go and trade for somebody to play first base, you know, a Vinny Pasquantino or, you know, Spencer Torkelson, I don't see anybody else walking through that door to play first base for the New York Mets if his name is not Pete Alonso wearing number 20 and is going to be the all-time Mets home run king. Need I say more? Anyways, he's hitting 391 on the batting average, 491 with the slugging, and 783 on the OPS. 6 doubles, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, which is second in the National League, third in all of Major League Baseball, and 10 runs scored. Pete Alonso's getting it done, and you saw it yesterday, right? It's not just the home run with him, right? He's getting the base hits. They're dropping, right? He's doing just enough to get the hits in there. That's the Pete Alonso we all know, man. And if this Pete Alonso is going to trend upwards of hitting anywhere between 270, 285, max 290, watch out. MVP vibes. Telling you right now. Anyways. And then last but not least, man, on the docket is Juan Soto. I know there's a lot of talk last night, when the reporters ask these guys some questions, yes, a lot of times there are narratives and there are things that people want to spin out there, and you can't control that, right? For the rest of this season, until something happens in the postseason or until Juan Soto does something to really cement himself as a New York Met, they're going to look at him, the media that is, and everyone else is going to look at him as the Yankee, right? Because they went to the World Series last year and, Aaron Judge hitting behind him. And now this report where he said Aaron Judge is the best. Listen, I had this whole debate on stream Friday night with the young man by the name of Justice, who was talking about this, right? I had Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. Juan Soto is the best hitter in baseball. Shohei Ohtani is the best overall talent. And he was arguing with me that Aaron Judge could be the best player and the best hitter in baseball. And I said, man, listen, I'm not. If we're ranking them, yes, Juan Soto's third. But Juan Soto came out yesterday. They asked him about, just how he's hitting or whatever the case may be. And he said, when I don't have the best hitter in baseball hitting behind me. He's giving Aaron Judge love, man. But sometimes people going to spin it. Maybe some people in the organization going to look at it like, man, listen, you got Pete Alonso hitting to the moon right now, playing at an MVP level, and you talking about Aaron Judge? Like, what are we doing here? Now, this is not nothing negative at Juan Soto. Juan Soto he's a robot, man. He comes to the ballpark, he plays, he does his thing. And I don't mean robotic as he's not social. Of course he's social, but I mean when it comes to his craft and his work and how he gets to business, he's all business. You feel me? So take it with a grain of salt, man. He's just over here giving respect to Aaron Judge, and he's being honest, right? He's like, look, they're not pitching to me like if the best hitter in baseball is right behind me. And that's how I take that message. Not as Pete Alonso isn't the best hitter in baseball and blah, blah, blah. And then I know other reporters are going to say, well, you shouldn't be talking about Aaron Judge. You should be talking about what Pete Alonso is doing in front of you. It's all noise. And that noise is going to continue. But what Juan Soto did yesterday was quiet that down a little bit. He had his first hit with runners in scoring position, and he hit his second home run of the season. And all I have to say to Major League Baseball is don't let this man get hot. Because if you let him get hot, and Pete Alonso's hot, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling everybody right now, Mets are going to be unbeatable. They're going to be unstoppable offensively. They're going to be tough to get out, is what I mean by that. Because anybody could be beat. But they're going to be tough to get out. It's going to be one of the toughest lineups to face in Major League Baseball. Shout out to the Padres. Shout out to the Giants. Shout out to the Phillies. But I tell you right now, Mets team, if they're firing on all cylinders, going to be one of the toughest teams to get out. It's just facts. Tonight, Tylor Megill is on the mound. Cylor Megill is on the mound. With all due respect, big drip drop is going on the mound for the Mets today. And we're looking to take the fifth consecutive series in a row. And that's great, man. That's fantastic when you think about it. So all I got to say is you already know the vibes. You know where to find the podcast. Friday, we're going to be back on stream. So jump in with your boy. And you already know the vibes. Man, when it comes to the Mets, it's always for life. Let's go Mets.